Hi. So, today, what are we talking about?
We are talking about our journey.
Okay. So, I'm born and raised in Delhi. Had a very traditional upbringing. So, my parents, they have a business, and we were like the three of us. We were raised to be like homemakers. So it was very clear that our life path was very clear and defined. My parents were sure that they wanted us to marry early, and eventually just like be in the homemaker role. But now, both my sisters work with my father, who is into like chemicals, a very like manly industry as such, and I'm an entrepreneur. So I guess life has its own journeys, right? So anyway, so then I grew up. I discovered art history when I was in college. I did my college in from JMC. I did English honors. So I discovered art history during that time, and I enjoyed it. I said, okay, let me study this subject. So I went. Then I did my post graduation in history of art from London. I went to London. I enjoyed this field very much. Enjoyed staying in that city. Came back. So art industry in India is growing, upcoming, lots is happening, and 10, 12 years ago, so many academies, it's quite established only. I mean, of course, there's scope because India is so large, so there is endless scope. But the industry is very established. So I returned immediately. I started working with the art gallery. I was managing their programs for a year. Then I worked with Khoj, which is an art-based NGO that supports young and emerging artists and like public programs and all of that. Then I worked with India Art Fair also.
All the prominent art brands,
so whatever I thought, whatever opportunity I thought, whatever experience, different experience that I want to get, I was able to get all of that. So about 2.5 years I spent working at whatever experience I thought I needed to learn as much. So then after that I was set to do something of my own. So there came along my first entrepreneurial venture. So I started a website called ArtBuzz, and again it's been about 11 years to this. I started this, and at that point of time it was an art like an art influencer blog type of a thing. All right, okay. So I thought that basically education was missing in my point of view, and there was not. And art was like only selected audience, only few people were watching it. So I said, okay, can I, make some sort of platform where it is more easily accessible.
So like an education blog.
Like an education blog. So I decided to do artists from the subcontinent. So we had an extensive repository of information. A lot of research was done. I had a lot of researchers, and we got this together. And the blog went live, and it was very like the timeline. Everything was very nice about the artist page and all of that. I used to have very active, like now we know it's called influencer, but like that's what we were doing. We were reviewing exhibitions, we were writing about artists, we were doing interviews, so sending out newsletters, not using the Instagram portal, using a website only to reach out, and doing courses. So it was doing well only. At that point of time, I used to get about maybe, I don't know, 40,000-50,000 visitors a month.
Very nice.
Which was not bad, considering that, I was not doing any SEO, nothing was happening. It was just that I was just focusing on building that product. I didn't know how to leverage it. I didn't know how it's going to give us revenue, but my focus was just to get a good quality product out there. So then that's when we started. So anyways, I think about 2.5 years, maybe more, I ran that blog. It was doing well only. We used to get visitors, all of that. But as I said, my only focus was to get a good product out there. I didn't have a business model in place. I didn't have a revenue stream in place. And even though I can't say that it was too expensive to get this together, I mean, I can't say that now, marketing, everything is so expensive. But I was just losing patience, and I didn't have the vision or the foresight that, actually content is the biggest game now. I didn't know that.
It could have been
if I had just sustained for a few more years, then on its own we would have generated opportunities like I couldn't have envisioned that time. But maybe, of course, for lack of foresight on my end, but also the content game just boomed in the past 5-6 years. I guess if I had seen it booming, then I would have been patient and done it another way. So anyways, so then alright, doesn't matter. So the website was there, but I wanted to do something else, and this time I realized, because we all have so many shortcomings, and when you're an entrepreneur, then you're encountered with too many of your own shortcomings. at all points of time, because you're like, oh, I don't know this, I don't know this, how to do that, how to do this.
Yeah.
So then I said, let me get on to project number 2, but I wanted to do it with someone. So then I, again, looked around, learning from my mistakes. I said, okay, this time definitely a co-founder is required. A friend of mine, now she's a very close friend. So she and I got together, again, 6-7 years to this also. She and I got together, and by that time I had realized that, this, because my content was getting traction, but the website was not a very user-friendly website or whatever it was. So we said, okay, let's work at an app this time.
Okay.
I said, let's work at an app, and she and I together, we designed this app. Again,
so you got a co-founder.
I got a co-founder.
Tweaked the same business.
Into the same business, and we launched an app this time.
Instead.
Okay, and we sort of, how it is Zomato. Okay, Zomato is too big, but we were like Zomato for art galleries. So art galleries were listed, menus ke jagah, unke shows, artworks, and like QR codes to navigate. So if somebody wanted to go to a
all
show,
the information was there.
All the information was there, and eventually the idea was
how basically the Zomato started. Information about restaurants.
So information about art galleries, and we had some, fortunately because of my time working in the art industry, so we had some
good connects.
Yeah, so people were able to support us, and in our trial phase. Make India Art Fair में हमने उसको launch भी किया. Lekin again, one more learning that 2 non-tech girls decide to open an app. So how does that work out? That does not work out at all, because we couldn't figure out the technology only. And उसमें कभी glitches आ रहे, कभी ये आ रहा है, हमें समझ नहीं आ रहा कि कभी update होना है, नहीं होना है, क्या होना है. And we are trying to update ourselves and actively work at being knowledgeable, but we are totally dependent on
people.
कभी आउटसोर्स करे, अच्छा कभी CTO हायर करे, और कभी ये करे वो करे, मतलब वो हमको वो ही नहीं समझ आया कि ये
टेक्नोलॉजी से कैसे काम करें.
हाँ, कि how to have this under our control rather than us be dependent on outsiders. So that was project number 2. Fail, not fail. Fail is a very big word. So I think after this, after ArtSum and after this that app we did, I was like, some downtime was required because I was just not sure what to do. And after that, then I said, okay. Then I realized what is it that I know, and because I'm also a little bit involved in the family business. So there is some. So I said, what do I do? So I thought I know how to run brick and mortar businesses. I think this technology is something I'm not able to handle or envision or foresight enough. So then, friend and I, both of us together, we started the first ArtBuzz actually. And it was a co-working space in Delhi. But we didn't want to make just a co-working space because both of us were very passionate about art and artists. So we said it's a co-working space, but for artists and creative professionals. And it's structured and that is how I guess ArtBuzz stems out also. So it is structured like a co-working space, but the way we've designed it, and we were very personalized. I ran it very, very personally. So we would just want more artists and creative professionals to come and work there.
I remember the infrastructure was specifically designed in a way where a lot of artists can come and work there.
Yeah, so we don't have desks, we have studios, big tables for them to, have working space. Because artists don't work on laptops,
printmaking machine.
Printmaking machine. So this is now, we have arrived 2018. So again, 6 years ago, so 2018 we arrived here and we launched this, and again it did reasonably well. The first 3-4 months, of course, like any business, we also sat empty. Both of us would go, akeli lunch kha lete the hum. There was nobody coming. Our staff bhi nahi settle ho raha tha. Hota hi hai, nobody wants to work in a lonely
startup
place. Koi jam nahi raha, one peon, and both of us used to do time pass. But then, we just say, first came 1, then 2, and then 3, and then by the end of before COVID hit, we were running a wait list. So we were then figuring out how to churn people out, because we wanted a new crowd, but people who were coming there, they were getting very comfortable, and we used to do exhibitions. So we made a nice space, a name for us in the whole this fair
industry,
in this whole industry for young and emerging artists. There's not much opportunity for them. So I was very content with what we were able to do it, but one limitation with that business was that essentially it was a passion project. So that means that we were too involved ourselves. We were too involved, and we were also one of the key takeaways why people would come. Because of the community that she and I were making very personally. But that's not a business that is very scalable. And also, artists are not very great paymasters. So it's not a very, if you want to build a proper business and you think artists or creative people are going to be the ultimate people who are going to your customers, I think there is still time for that to happen in the country.
But hats off to you, like you pivoted twice.
Yeah.
Not giving up.
Still pivoting.
Still pivoting.
Still pivoting. Still pivoting.
But
Absolutely,
you know, most people give up by the time they reach a level and where they feel like there's no future for the same thing. Pivoting is something very, I feel very less of human beings have that confidence to do it. You know, it takes a lot of courage. That pivoting your whole idea into something else, because now you realize and you accept, okay, you know, we can do something. We can make something better out of it.
Yeah, but then also there's no choice. Either you do nothing or you keep doing something and something will work. And that is how it is. So now we're in 2020. So then, before COVID, ArtBuzz is doing very well. We are thinking, shall we expand? Shall we open another one like this? Like, how is it going to happen? But you know, will we be able to attract the same kind of traction, or XYZ, ABC question and answers in our mind? I
remember it was a very good year for co-working spaces, 2018-19, and for hospitality also. So good year, people were traveling, lot of, you know, this hybrid working culture started working out for co-workings. So a lot of people, you know, and like you said, because it was been a while for you to be in the same industry, this art. So you were quite famous at that point of time. In this industry. You're doing very well in terms of...
was quite like, you know, known only, and still it has its own
charm.
People who know it, have know it. So anyway, so that is 2020. Then COVID happens. Then COVID opens, and I don't know about others, but for us it was never the same. You know, it was a very short-lived time. We were not able to get that much traction again. We were not as full. You know, the wait list had died down or whatever. Course, you know, for whatever reason.
People were scared to just step out from the houses for a while.
You know, people are coming also, but it was just not as full. So then, you know, as a business owner, there are many costs and you may have to think about many things and always have to analyze an opportunity cost in front of you. So then, so thinking, and we are thinking about what to do. Then my next great big pivot was when I met you. So I think in 2020 we were wondering about what to do. We are, you know, transitioning, and in 2021 I was also in that phase ki kya kare, and I had put up a story because I had some project idea in mind. I said, you know, I'm looking for someone to collaborate with, something, and then you responded to that. And then we met at a time when we both were transitioning in our careers. And that's it. And
it's post-COVID.
And then I think you and I met, and you know, we started talking about hostels, and we started talking. I explored this whole space with you, and it seemed like a good culmination because I needed a business model to support. You know, I needed a stronger business model than what I had in my what I was running. And you had experience running hostels. I don't take very many decisions very fast. So I took my own sweet time settling on this idea. But I think eventually in April 2022, we opened our first hostel in Missouri.
With the co-working?
With the co-working. This time I was quite convinced that shall we do an artist residential space also. We tried to keep both the things integrated. I mean, still all our spaces are very artistically designed. We've definitely kept the art alive, and which is why we decided to adapt the name also. Because it gave us a theme to sort of decorate, you know, a differentiator. So that's it. I think 2022 we opened hostels, and since then I don't know where time has gone. It's been 2 years, but it feels like no time has gone. We've gone from 1 to 8 locations. But it just feels like, oh, that's it. You know, on a daily basis we are like charting our territory ahead and all of that. So it's been like from English to art to hospitality to co-working. It's been a very exciting journey for me, and I just find learning is still endless. I still find myself as incompetent as I did 10 years ago, but which is great because you're constantly evolving. There's still
you're very hands-on,
and so that's what it is. So that was about me. So now I'm excited to run AB. I'm excited at the pace and at the path that we have taken, and I feel very confident about this business, and looking forward to it.
Same.